It's that time again when you get to have the latest information about the Nigerian electricity supply industry. This Power Sector Enlightenment Campaign is proudly brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, through its program, The Power Circuits. I am your uncle, Amara Agugesi. Let's get on with this edition, but first with the headlines. Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, advocates increased local capacity for power sector. TCN announces a new peak in power generation for the Nigerian electricity supply industry. TCN completes repairs of vandalized 132 kV lines 1 and 2 from Katampe to Central area and has restored full bulk power supply. We have a spotlight on an ongoing nationwide sensitization campaign by TCN against power transmission assets vandalism across communities. We urge you to follow through with this latest engagement of community residents along a 330 kV power transmission line route in Niger State. Please let's have your attention for the next half hour. The Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, has emphasized the need for an increase in local capacity for the sustainability of the Nigerian power sector. The minister stated this at the commissioning of training equipment and stimulation infrastructure for capacity development in power distribution built by the National Power Training Institute of Nigeria, NAPTIN.
In his address, he said Nigeria was focused on building local competency to manage the nation's foreign exchange and develop human capacity that can harness the resources.
It gives me immense pleasure to stand before you today as we gather to mark the commissioning of new training equipment and simulation infrastructure developed through the collaboration between the National Power Training Institute of Nigeria, NAPTIN, and the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA. This is a significant milestone in our continuous journey towards enhancing capacity and capability development in the Nigeria's power sector.
Chief Adelabu noted that the Federal Ministry of Power and its agencies remain committed to working with the Japanese International Cooperation Agency, JICA, and other development partners to further advance technical training, infrastructure development, and employment generation in the sector.
We know that the name of the game now is about collaboration, cooperation, and partnership. If you want to move very far as a people, the world is a village now. Whoever wants to work very fast can work alone. But if you want to move far with the rest of the world, we have to work together. So we appreciate your support. We appreciate your contribution to the development of Nigeria's power sector.
Present at the event were heads of agencies in the power sector, including the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz. There were also heads of agencies in the education, trade and investment sectors. The equipment built by NAPTIN at its headquarters in Idu Industrial Area of Abuja had the support of the Japanese International Cooperation Agency, JICA. Also speaking, the Director General of NAPTIN, Mr. Ahmed Nagode, said the institute was living up to its mandate of developing human capacity in the power sector while further highlighting the objectives of the power training equipment.
I feel highly honored and privileged to welcome you all to this historic event, the commissioning of our state-of-the-art training equipment for human capital development of the distribution subsector in the power industry. Today marks yet another significant milestone in the history of our great institute, which has been mandated to build human capacity and coordinate training activities in the power sector. The journey of this project started years ago when the Japanese government, through JICA, identified a critical challenge in our Nigerian electricity supply industry, NESI, the high percentage of aggregate technical, commercial, and collection losses has become a pressing issue, affecting the efficiency and reliability of our power distribution network. Recognizing this, JICA, in collaboration with NAFTIN, saw the need to develop the human capacity of those who operate and maintain our distribution infrastructure.
Representative of the Ambassador of Japan to Nigeria, Hitoshi Kozaki, noted the importance of the project and training programs to the development of Nigeria's economic growth. In his remarks, the chairman of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, Sanusi Garba, noted the impact the intervention will have in reducing losses in the distribution segment of the power sector. The Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, then proceeded to commission the equipment into service.
To the glory of God and for the good use and benefits of all power sector operators across all segments of the power sector value chain. In fact, the entire Nigeria electricity supply industry. I declare this facility open for use today. Thank you. In commemoration of the official commissioning of the training infrastructure for capacity development of power distribution in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is a product of collaboration between Nigerian and Japanese governments, commissioned by the Honorable Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adekola Adelabu, OFR FCIB, on behalf of Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, today, Wednesday, 12th of February, 2025. Congratulations.
The Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, also held a sideline interview with the members of the press after commissioning the equipment into service.
The event of today actually signifies the product and the success of the relationship between Nigerian government and the Japanese government in terms of collaboration, cooperation, and partnership to develop and improve the Nigerian power sector. They have been involved in almost all the segments of the power sector value chain. JICA has intervened in the area of transmission, taking up the Lagos-Ogun corridor for transmission improvement. This one they're doing today is actually for distribution, which is collaborating with the National Power Training Institute to provide, state-of-the-art equipment for training of personnel in the distribution sector.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has announced that the Nigerian power sector has achieved a new peak generation of 5,543.20 megawatts at 11 p.m. of February 14, 2025. Here are further details on this feat and the impact it has on electricity supply to your homes.
As its action plans to improve the national electricity grid progress, the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has repeatedly recorded higher power transmission impacts this month. Just around 11 p.m. on the 14th February 2025, the company recorded 5,543.20 megawatts of peak energy wheeled to consumers through the distribution company's load centers. According to a statement from the management of TCN, this is said to be the highest of such in the annals of the Nigerian power sector so far. But before then, TCN had reached a recorded high of transmitting 5,478.73 megawatts peak energy on Thursday, February 13, 2025. With this latest feat of February 14, 2025, the new maximum daily energy of 425,159.48 megawatts per hour energy transmission is the highest ever recorded in the nation's electricity industry. This new bulk energy delivery record exceeded the previous record of 121,674.88 megawatts per hour that was reached on February 7, 2025 by 3,484.60 megawatts per hour. TCN successfully transmitted the new peak generation and maximum daily energy to the distribution company's load centers nationwide for onward distribution to their customers. According to the management of TCN, this achievement underscores the commitment of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu's administration and the Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, to elevating Nigeria's power generation and supply.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has also announced the successful restoration of full bulk power supply through the 132-33 kV Katampe to Central Area Lines 1 and 2 since Thursday. The 400mm underground cross-linked polyethylene copper conductor was vandalized in January, causing protracted power disruption within Abuja, necessitating a backfeeding arrangement to deliver bulk power to some power distribution feeders.
According to TCN in a statement, the company has completed the necessary repairs and replacements of the affected portion of the lines, fully restoring bulk power supply to the affected feeders. This ensures that the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company can now provide normal power supply to its customers in the impacted areas. The management of TCN said it remains committed to ensuring a reliable power supply across the nation. The company has continued to urge the public to support the ongoing nationwide campaign against the vandalism of power infrastructure.
This is the Power Circuit. Please stay put as we return after this break.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, transmits bulk electricity from power generating companies, GenCos, distribution load centers of distribution companies, DISCOs, nationwide. At TCN, we transport bulk electricity at very high voltage to DISCOs, who now off-take it and distributes it directly to electricity customers nationwide. TCN does not generate electricity. We transport the quantum of power generated to distribution load centers. TCN does not distribute electricity directly to electricity consumers. Our job stops where that of the DISCOs begin. TCN, transmitting bulk electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
Just recently, the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, held a meeting in Benue State to sensitize residents to protect power transmission infrastructure in their communities. The ongoing nationwide sensitization campaign has also been held in Daku community in Niger State, with the representation of various communities along the transmission line routes in the axis. The Power Circuit was there and is bringing you the reports.
Leading the team at the community sensitization meeting at the Daku community in Niger State is the General Manager Transmission at the Abuja region of TCN, Engineer Musa Shuaibu. He expressed concern about the activities of vandals and saboteurs around power transmission lines in the community and called for further actions from the residents.
Sako da kutura mu wato mai girma shugabanmu ya kamata muna tare nan tare da shi, amma wani aiki ya kai shi gaba sai ce da zo da fice shi kuma da kawo masa gaisuwa gisan shi gare ku.
The meeting had the representatives of the various communities sharing boundaries with Daku community, which hosts the TCN power transmission lines. The representatives include members of Vigilante Group of Nigeria, with some of them engaged by TCN to safeguard the 3 power transmission lines across the axis. Also speaking about the objectives of the community sensitization meeting, the Assistant General Manager at the Public Affairs Department of TCN, Mr. Billy Akau, said TCN officials had been to the community earlier and have come again to appreciate residents for safeguarding the power lines.
Abubuwan da suka shafe mu ta wannan bangare mu sake kuma mu nuna godiya ma mutane yan anguwa domin tsaron da aka tabbake mu aka yi ma wayannan layukan wutan. Kun dai san dai yanzu dai a Najeriya wuta ya zama wani abu ne da kowa yana bukatarsa. Rashin shi yana kawo mana bakin zuciya da damuwa, kuma wannan anguwannin nan da suka zo a nan gurin su ukun nan sun nuna cewa sun ba mu support na tsaron wayannan layukan wuta. So yanzu ne mun zo mu nuna godiya kuma sa mu kara karfafa ku a ci gaba da abu mai kyau da aka fara tun kwanakin baya.
Speaking on behalf of the community, the head of Daku village, Chief Danladi Yahaya, commended TCN for holding the meeting with residents.
Tun damuwa yanzu na muna da wuta muna cikin gari. Da za mu sha mai sanyi, za mu kuwa ji dadin. Zuwa nan naku wanda kuka zo yau, mu ji babban murna. Yanzu nan karfinmu ya karu bisa ga aiki nan. Da yayin da aka gama aiki nan, wanda aka zabe su suna kula da wannan wanda suka bada kansu. Sai a yau wanda na kasa ko na karawaye wasu a cikinsu. Amma kaga zuwa nan naku da ku su a gaba ne, na waye ku kuma ku waye ne. To wannan zuwa taron nan mu yi babban godiya. Muna kuwa karba wannan sako ga wanda suke nan da wanda ba suna nan, to za mu yi da sakon nan zuwa gare su wanda za su ji. Ya ce ku ne ya ji gagan jiki ya tsira. To muna so mu karba sakon nan in Allah ya yarda da wasu anguwa wanda suna nesa da mu, to za mu gayyace su bayan kun tafi. Saboda mu sanar musu ga yadda ake so mu kula da kayan nan namu. Da wannan kaya ya zama namu yanzu tunda mu muke amfana da dukan duniya ma. To muna yi maku godiya da zuwan nan naku, kamar yadda kuka zo. Allah Ubangiji zai sa ku koma lafiya. Ku da muke kusa nan, na ji daɗi da haka kuma mamu wannan bayani da yaren. Aikin security ba na mutum daya ba ne, dukanmu ne. Wanda yanzu nan wani abu zai iya faru can, ni ban ma kusan fita ku ba, amma wanda yana gurin ya kira ni. Mun ji yaya matakin me za mu doka matakin, da za mu doka mataki maza mu shiga gurin. To muna kara wai maku da kai, duk na mace ne da namiji, duk abin da muka game da wannan layi babban layi nan, ga wasu suna aiki a kai, to ku kira mu. Nima vigilante ne, wanda nima nikan shiga aikin. Ina shiga ba za ka gane sarki ne kuma ba, saboda aiki ya yi wuyan, to nikan shiga ne saboda gamu aikin ne. To muna roƙon ku maza da yaran, in kuka ga abin da zai kawo mamu ila dadin nan, ku ga mamu maza mu doke action.
Other residents, particularly youths, pledged to cooperate with TCN to safeguard the power transmission lines. TCN is, however, appealing to the general public and Nigerians for more support, particularly those in communities hosting power transmission installations. Addressing the press, the Daku village head, Chief Danladi Yahaya, stated that his community will cooperate with TCN to safeguard the power transmission lines.
As we come like this, we appreciate because this work, not the work, we want to join on to do this work because we ourselves, our village, would achieve this thing, what we not to do. So now we try our best. We are best to get the people where they are doing this bad thing. So that's my advice where I will give for us. Yes, I happy to because now we don't get the power where we can do the work together with people where they're vigilante for this community.
We have been mandated by the management, the corporate management, to go around, though we have this group on ground, so that we kind of try to rejuvenate or resensitize them on this issue of vandalism. Most especially like this area, this is our Katampe, Shiro Katampe double circuit. This area is prone to vandalization. In fact, most of the vandalization we're having is from this area. So the management announced, decided to say, look, go and talk to these people. Yeah, even if the vandals are not within them, they're coming from somewhere to come and do this thing. So when they say anybody, you need to see how you can report if you see any strange face looking around our lines. As I said initially, this area is prone to vandalization. So that is why we are here to sensitize the local populace of the need to see that, let them regig the activities of putting eye on our facility. We have local vigilantes. That is from the residents here, the communities here. We have them here. So we work with them. This is not the first time. This guy, we have been working with them for a long time, in collaboration with the civil defense and other security agencies. In fact, sometimes ago, not too long, even before then, we had a general meeting, all that's between we, TCN, TCN Security Department, DSS, Civil Defense, the police. We all met, and all those vigilantes that we engaged were invited. We had a talk, and they told them the importance. So they should not look at it as only TCN that is coming. It's a national issue. And they were, at that time, they are trying. But now it's like they're trying to relax. So that is why we now come over to let them know that, look, please redouble your effort.
Here is a highlight of the reports again. You have heard that the Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, is advocating for increased local capacity for the power sector. TCN has announced a new peak in power generation for the Nigerian electricity supply industry. You also got the good news that the 132 kilovolts lines 1 and 2 from Katampe to Central area that was vandalized has been fixed with bulk power supply fully restored. We also brought to you a spotlight on the ongoing nationwide sensitization campaign by TCN against power transmission assets vandalism across communities. The latest of such was the engagement of community residents along a 330 kilovolts power transmission line route in Niger State. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has provided editions of the power circuit for access and knowledge enhancement through the TCN YouTube channel. We urge you to support TCN by connecting to all its social media platforms. For Facebook, like TCN via Transmission Company of Nigeria. Follow TCN on X, formerly Twitter, by searching for @TCN_Nigeria. You have information on the go on Instagram when you click TCN_Nigeria. TCN officials always welcome your observations and comments. Kindly send them by email to affairs.public@tcn.org.ng. For more information about the company's activities, go to the interactive website www.tcn.org.ng. There is also an information site, www.tcnnews.ng, where TCN keeps you updated about power sector activities. Please, let's keep the support for TCN going as you guard against vandalism of power transmission lines, towers and substations in your locality. Also report all suspicious moves to vandalize or sabotage power transmission assets to TCN officials or security operatives and formations near you. I am Amara Agogesi. Do have a good time.